Boom! All right. Kenman here. Today we have another one from Tenable Knives. This is the relative company to Concept. A lot of really cool knives, budget-friendly knives in the Tenable line. Let's get right into it and check it out. A new knife from Tenable. I reached out to them, told them I wanted to check a few out. They did give me a little discount as a reviewer, so thanks Tenable. And let's get into it and check this out. Got a nice cloth info card box on the floor. Let's check out Tenable's new info inlay card. Nice looking pictures. Here's some of the socials. Warranty, use and care. Screenshot for later. On the floor, here it is. Bag and another mini bag on the floor. Look at this. The brand new Tenable Fenrir Top Liner Lock. Ooh, look at that. Wow, let's soak this thing in. I have a Concept Fenrir and love it. And so when I learned that Tenable was doing their version, they have a few different versions, different lock types basically. But when I saw this one, it was an instant like, okay, I need this. So this is the new Tenable Fenrir Top Liner Lock. So you can see the button actuates that liner lock that's on the top side. So no access to the liner lock here, just through that button. Drops it closed. Ooh, that's what's up. Okay. So we have a Nitro V blade with that nice black wash finish. And then the aluminum handle with the red and the fish scale texture. That is some deep cut texture on those scales. Feels really nice. They stopped it there, kind of that faux bolster up at the top with no scales. I love this look. That is good stuff. We could maybe do a laser mark to that, but we'd have to find a way to incorporate it with the scales. Anyone have any thoughts on that? A cool white laser mark. But this looks so nice, we could just leave it as is. Clip can be swapped to the other side. So the lefty love, that button actuated liner lock. Let's take a kind of a closer look at that. So this is a full-on liner lock with the strength of a button. Drops shut, thumb stud out, flick. Stud seems to be in a good spot for both actions. Oh, missed that one. There is a front flipper on there. Boom. Excellent stuff. Okay, Tenable's really crushing it. They're expanding quite a bit. You should check out their storefront. I'll put a link down in the description. Lots of cool designs. Even this Fenrir, there is probably 20 different versions of this. Different locks, button locks, crossbar locks, liner locks, button top liner locks. Wow, I mean, how many Fenrirs? Kind of want to get them all, huh? Wow. Feels great. The choke up spot, this harpoon kind of shaped blade where you've got that ramped up section and then the choke up. You can get really in there tight for doing some work. That tip is fantastic. Index finger out for some draw cuts. Real light belly on there, but a very pointy tip. Get in there and do some work. This is a great size. Good user. Kind of more of a full size knife. Black and red looks really cool. I dig it. T8s for the body screws and the pivot, and then it looks like T6 for the clip. Pretty standard. I'm going to get that clip swapped over to the other side here for my leftiness and enjoy this. Captive pivot, only got the screw on the one side. Definitely a smaller front flipper than the Concept Fenrir, but it does work. We'll look at that, do some comparisons in a little bit. Blade is dead center, right in the middle where it should be. Solid. No play. So with this, I'm because it's a button actuated top liner lock. So this is a liner lock. Should have a detent ball in there. Yep, I can see it. I don't think you'll be able to down in there, maybe kind of a tight angle, but you can see when it closes. pulls it in, nice and crisp little snap in at the end there. Boom. See if I can lightly try to fail one. Yeah, that's a good detent. Very crisp. It doesn't require much. Once it breaks away, basically flips right out. Button. Makes it swing free. I would say, if anything I've noticed, maybe the not quite full close. I don't know. It seems like it's fine. I've had a couple where it kind of bounced a little like that. And I think that's just more me getting used to that button actuated lock. This action feels really nice. Good job from Tenable. Smooth edges, feels really nice. Looks clean. What could we do with the laser mark on there? I don't know. That would be tough to get it to line up with all of that. So it says Tenable right there. Nitro V, then the little serial number. And then Greg Schaub, the designer from Sparrow. There's the Sparrow logo. Excellent stuff. I love this design. Really cool shape and feel. I basically should have gotten one of the earlier Fenrir models, but they aren't always available. People like them and they go out of stock, and I didn't jump on one when I could. Looks like most of them are available right now, but this one right here, this is a treat, I tell you. 7 7/8 end to end, just about almost a full sizer right here. 3 3/8, maybe 3 5/8 or 3 3/4 at an angle, but about 3 3/8 on the length on that blade. 3-inch cutting surface with a slight curve on the belly. And a little more than 4.5 on the handle, just about right on 4.5. Where did it go? Did I, oh no, did I take it in the other room, or what is my problem? I don't have it. I might have to go try to find that. My calipers. We'll do this quick. 4.33. The drop bear compare 3.29. So this is definitely a bigger one. 4.33. 4.27 on the concept Fenrir. I'm going to go grab that right now during the video. Hold on. And we're back. Have you ever made a non-edit video before? We're doing it here. Okay, so 4.33, 4.27. What was the drop bear? 3.29. The drop bear compare, brought to you by Kaiser. Okay. Let's get this back out. Sorry, that was in the other room. And we're measuring stuff for my trophies. All right. 0.13. 0.13 carries out to there, and then it slowly tapers out to a nice point. Nice decorative swedge on the top. Really good looking blade. 0.49 on the handle thickness. Thinnest point, 0.76. Right after that, 0.88. Thickest out at the back here, 1.01. And thickest on the blade, 1.36. The flashing battery continues and will never give up. Okay, so we already did the weight. I'm all backwards now. Thank you for bearing with me. All right, so the drop bear compare. Drop bear is a great daily user, fidgety, fun, friendly knife from Kaiser. Excellent crossbar lock with that clutch lock version from Kaiser. It's pretty much the best one out there. Action is just great, as you can tell. Jimps are fantastic. This is the same size as your bug outs, your pyrites, your not quite full size user knives. So the Fenrir is just a little bit bigger. You can see it's maybe a 1/4 inch or so longer on the front and the back side right there. Drop bear is an excellent knife. Check one out. Here is that, wow, fail. The Concept Fenrir, the original Fenrir. This is the lefty premium version. So we have a S35VN, the shredded carbon fiber and titanium, and this is a full lefty liner lock version. So full on premium from Concept right here. Let's check them out. Little comparisons here. What have they changed? What have they done differently? It looks like the scoop is just a little bit deeper in the finger groove for the Concept. And when I hold them up like this, you'll probably see better. Notice the Concept finger choil is a little bit longer and narrower, and it's a little bit deeper in the Tenable one. Blade, other than that, looks about the same. Handle is about the same. Very, very similar, subtle differences, if anything. Pretty cool stuff, huh? All right, absolutely fantastic job from Tenable here, doing the recreation. And budget-friendly top liner lock. This is like a premium version right here, too, I tell you what. Very cool stuff. So when they're closed, this is trying to reach for a liner there. You can see the front flipper is definitely a little bit different, a little larger, more pronounced than on the Tenable. Other than that, they're really about the same. This front flipper does work, so you got that going for you, which is nice. All right, paper cut test. This brand new Nitro V feels pretty thin and slicey. Let's take a little run. Check it out. Whew. Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. That is about as sharp. This is the sharpest knife I've used to cut in the last maybe dozen or so. That's crazy. This is super thin. Look at these little curly piggly wigglies. There's one. Pow. Do you see that? That is butter. Just like nothing. That is just the sliciest we've had in easily a dozen unboxings. 9.5 out of 10 all day long. I don't really give away 10s, but that's a 9.5 out of 10. That's as sharp as it could be or need to be. Good stuff. Anybody pick up a new knife from Tenable? Which one did you get? I have some more stuff to show pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. So many awesome Fenrirs out there. Do you have one from Concept? Do you have one from Tenable? Do you have both? How many of the types of locks do you have? Because they've got just about every lock available on this style of knife. It feels really good. This is going to be a carry, a user, an enjoyable, fun time knife for Kenman here. Oh, the black and the red looks great. I dig it. Thanks again to Tenable for the little discount here. I will continue to give them my business. They make some fantastic stuff, as does Concept. Yeah, more to come from Tenable. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.